In this video, I'm going to run you through a complete local SEO checklist that we use every day of the week to help local businesses, especially service-based businesses, rank higher on Google and get those juicy online leads. Because as we know, about 80% of people are going to search for your business online before they actually get in touch, even if they hear about you from other marketing sources. Like if you're dropping business cards into letterboxes, people are going to see that and then look you up online. And if you're not showing up high enough, then you're not really going to be getting the most out of any marketing method. And it's also one of the most trusted places to be, is at the top of Google. So who doesn't want to be there? What I did is put together a really handy checklist that we, like I said, we personally use. If you follow along, you're going to get results for your business that's going to convert into more leads, more sales. This is the exact checklist that we use for every new business that comes on board, whether they've done SEO before or not. Let's jump straight into it and we can run through it step by step, and I can explain how you use this and some tips and tricks. All right, so this is broken down into 5 different phases, and you can download this sheet and make a copy and save it to your own drive so that you can use it as you need it. But essentially what it is there's 5 different phases. So the first phase is your foundation and tracking, which is setting up a basic website. Then you've got your Google business profile, optimization, citations, and then finally your reviews. I would highly recommend as you go through this to do it in order. Follow it step by step, because if you do all of these things, these are things that kind of every digital marketing agency knows that they should be doing. People who have done SEO before know that these things are important, but it just gets lost in the process. So you'll come back to it 6 months later and be like, oh yeah, whoops, forgot to set up Bing Webmaster. And then you go and set that up, but it would have been much better to have that at the beginning. So all I'm saying is follow this step by step, and you're going to be much better off than anyone else at the end of the process. We'll do phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. The first one is get a basic website. What this means is you don't need to go all out with your website if you don't have one. This is literally just a simple 5-page website. So the pages we always recommend if you don't have a website to begin with is a homepage, a services page, an about page, a gallery of some sort, so where you show past work, and a contact page. Once you've got that, that's enough to keep going. Because as we go down, you'll see that in phase 3, we go into more details, we add more pages, we add more content, and it's more important at this stage to get the ball rolling on your SEO than to have a fully fleshed out website. So once you've got your website set up and you've got those 5 pages, again, they don't need to be perfect, just get it up and running. Then you're going to connect up your Google Search Console, your Bing Webmaster tool, your Google Analytics, and you can just click these links and it takes you through. And the good thing is none of these tools or software cost anything. So it's all free and you don't need any technical knowledge to set this up, at least at the basic level. So at the level you need at this stage, you don't really need to know too much about it. Just follow the prompts and it will do it for you. Then you need to work out your main keyword. And this is something that people try to mystify a lot, but your main keywords, especially as a local service-based business, is going to literally be your location and your service. So it might be, New York plumber or plumber New York, or you might be, accountant, tax accountant in Sydney. That's going to be your main keyword. If you work with an agency, they are going to build out a full keyword database, which is really good when you're doing this professionally, but you're looking for the quick wins and how you can get up higher on Google. So just stick with that main keyword. Don't worry about long tail keywords and high intent keywords, all that sort of stuff. Focus on that as your main keywords and you'll be fine. So once you've got that, put those keywords into a spreadsheet called My Keywords, just so you have a record of it. Then move on to phase 2. Phase 2 is your Google business profile, and this is going to be one of your main local SEO tools because Google is still getting over 90% of search traffic. This is going to be vitally important for your local SEO. So again, click the link, set up an account. You're going to need to set up the business profile, and then they're going to verify it. This is why we put this right at the beginning, because that verification can take a couple of weeks sometimes. And what's going to happen is they're going to send a letter, or sometimes they do it a little bit different, but they're going to verify your address. So you need to have a physical location where your business is. If you don't want to show that location after verification, you can remove it from the map and just do a service location. But I would highly recommend having a physical pin on that map that shows where your business is. Then, as it says, fill in all your information. Don't leave parts blank. So there's going to be very little that won't be relevant for pretty much every business. So it's your open hours, your names, your number, your email address, all of that. Fill it out. If it's an option to put it in, because the more is the better. What I do recommend is copying all of this data into a Word doc so that you can keep it for some later steps, and I'll explain that once we get down to them. But fill in all the information, and then the next part to your Google business profile is you can actually post onto that profile. And Google loves people using their systems and will, benefit you by benefiting them. So if you post more, they're going to give you more ranking juice, so to say, and your profile is going to show up higher. And you want to be doing this once a week. So what I really recommend you do is just set a day and a time every week to do this. It can be a Monday, it can be a Friday, anytime in between, but just make it a regular thing, because if you do that, you're going to be far, far ahead of most of your competition, because not a lot of people are doing that. When you do post, what you want to do is have a picture and an image of past work or some information that's relevant to your industry. And then in the comment, or like in the description of the post, you want to put the location and the service that the post is about. So if it's, for example, a house painter, you could have a before and after photo of a house, and you would say, it was a pleasure painting this house in Albury. Thank you X, Y, and Z for allowing us into their home. If you'd like something similar to this, get in touch with us. It doesn't have to be complicated, but you're putting in the location and the service that you provided, and that's going to help your SEO. Moving on to phase 3, which is your optimization. This is where you're going to go back to your website and start to add more and more information and make it more SEO friendly. So this is on-site SEO. If this is your first website, you're not going to have to do a local search audit, but what you'll want to do is optimize your homepage for that keyword you worked out in the first phase. So for example, if you're a painter in Albury, then your homepage is going to have a H1 tag, or your H1 title, which is going to be Albury Painters or Painters Albury. Then you want to create location and services page. So this is where you're going to start fleshing out your actual website. And in the example of the painter in Albury, they might do interior painting, exterior painting, just general house painting, commercial painting, industrial painting. All the services that they do, they're doing in the location. So instead of just having services page where you say like Albury Painters again, what you'll do is you'll have individual pages for each service that's location specific. So you're going to have, commercial painters Albury. You're going to have industrial painters Albury, interior house painting Albury. All of these services and locations, you're going to create individual pages, because they will always rank higher, if done well, than any other page that you can possibly do. Once you've created those pages, you then want to go back and you want to update your metadata. So there's a meta title and a meta description, and that's individual for each page on your website. If you're using something like WordPress, I'd recommend you just use the free version of Yoast, which is an SEO plugin. If you're on something like Wix, then they have their own sections that you can put that into. Just Google the platform and metadata, and it's going to tell you how to add that in. A little tip, you can just jump onto ChatGPT, tell them the service, give it the page URL, and ask it for a meta description and title that is SEO optimized for your industry and location. Now you've got all your metadata in, you can then do something which goes beyond what a lot of people will do, but this is internal linking. So internal linking is, say on your commercial page, you have a section that says, hey, we also do industrial painting, and you'll have a link where it says industrial painting, like those words, and you'll link that to your other page. And what that does is it just reinforces to the search engine that this page is about this and that it's a fully fleshed out website that's linking. And you've got like an internal web of information that's all connected and it's not just been thrown against a wall for something to put onto a search engine. So that's really important. Then just work your way through these. But the next important part is publishing content. So content for us is going to be, if you've got a lot of services and locations, then it's going to be those pages. But once you've finished all of your pages, then you're going to start to write blogs. The great thing is AI is fantastic for this. You just need to prompt it right. So I will make another video on prompting ChatGPT to write your blog content for you. Some people say that AI content doesn't rank. It does. We've seen it work. It works for us. It's not a problem if you do it right. For a local business, you're looking at 1 to 2 blogs a month. It's not a daily thing, and you don't want to overwhelm yourself with a hectic schedule. So 1 to 2 a month, but just make it a regular thing. You sit down on the first Monday of every second week and you write a blog and you post it. So what you're going to do there is you're going to be targeting more obscure phrases or answering questions that people have about your service. So it might be things like, how much does this cost? Or how does this work? Why is it important? Any of those sorts of terms that people are asking. There is a good website called Answer the Public, and you can put in your service and it's going to tell you what questions people are actually searching about your service. Keep that a regular occurrence and you're again going to be so far ahead of your competition. Then we move on to phase 4, which is citations and socials. So you want to set up your social media accounts, which is Facebook, Meta, TikTok. If you're using Twitter, you don't actually have to be posting to these, but you do want to have an account with your logo, with your information filled out on it, because you can link that through to your Google business profile, to your website. And again, you're just building all these links across the website that gives the search engines more information about your business, what you do. And the more certain the search engines are about who you are and that you're legitimate, the better you're going to rank. So get your socials set up, and then the next step is citations. Citations are literally just getting your business listed on business directories. And a business directory is a free online business database. And there's hundreds and hundreds of websites that are business directories. I will say you can pay for some directories, but I would highly recommend, and we don't actually use paid directories. We always use free directories. Now, this is where that Word document that you created back when you're doing your Google business profile comes in handy, because what you're going to do is you're going to use that information and put it on these websites. How do you find local business directories? You can literally just Google it. You can say local business directories and your country, and it's going to give you lists. There's going to be people with websites and web pages that give you 25 to 100 business directories, or you can just ask ChatGPT and it's going to tell you relevant ones. As long as you give it the industry and your location, it's going to tell you where you can list them. So how many should you actually get? We would say always a minimum of 25, and that's where we'll start with. We'll get 25 to 50 depending on the package people have purchased with us, but in the end it's more the better, but a minimum of 25, and then you can build off. There are services out there that will do this for you on bulk, and I can recommend that you use them because it's going to save you a lot of time and it tracks where they are and the information that's on them. One service that's great is Bright Local. You'll save time, but it will cost you money. So you can do this for free. You can just do it yourself. And if you're in a situation where you've got time but no money, then definitely do it yourself. Now you've got your citations, which is starting to build your backlink, which is your off-site SEO. Then you can move on to reviews. Now, everyone knows reviews are very important, but for local SEO, it is so crucial. So with the numbers of how many you should get and over what time period, we always say 20 5-star reviews in the first 6 months of getting your Google business profile is going to put you in a really, really strong position. But you do need to consider how many reviews your competition has and the quality of those reviews. So if, for example, your competition has 35 5-star reviews, you'll want to get 40. If they've got 10, you might be able to get away with 15, but you want to be the one with the most reviews and hopefully also the most highly rated. But it does get a little bit funny because you can have a worse review. So say a 4.8 is actually better and more trusted than a pure 5-star review. But we wouldn't recommend getting a bad review just to get that percentage down to a 4.5. Keep it all 5 stars if you can. And for example, if you've got 150 reviews at 4.5 and you have competition with 10 at 5-star, your 250 are going to outweigh it. So volume is also important, but keeping the quality up is very critical for your business. Once you've got the reviews, the thing that a lot of people forget to do is then link them back to your website. This is pure social proof, and it's going to help your conversion rate on your website more than pretty much anything else. So that's the checklist. If you've got any questions about any ones that are on there that we didn't talk about, if you get stuck, most of it's self-explanatory, but just leave a comment in this video and I'll either respond to it or make another video depending on how complicated the question is. Otherwise, like and subscribe because we've got plenty more of these videos coming out. And if you turn the notifications on, you'll hear it when they come in and you'll be the first off the block. So thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next one.